Administrative decision. Minfilia seems loath to put you to further trouble so soon after your last great exertion. You must be wary, Lavenza, and now may very well be your only chance to... Antecedent. A message from Ul'dah arrived with a missive for you. The royal seal. Curious indeed. Ah, an invitation. On behalf of the Council of the Eorzean Alliance, Her Royal Majesty Nanamo Ul'Namo invites the Scions of the Seventh Dawn to attend a feast at the Royal Palace of Ul'dah in honor of Ishgard's recent victory. It would seem we are to be recognized for our part in lifting the siege, you for your valiant efforts as commander of the adventurers contingent, and the Archons for their earnest attempts to rouse the city-states. Truly, I find it strange that the Alliance leaders should think themselves deserving of a place at such a celebration. All three refused to deploy their standing armies, preferring to send hastily assembled companies of sellswords, many of whom perished ere the siege began. Are they truly so brazen as to seek to share in the glory of your triumph? But mayhap they simply seek a pretext to meet with the Ishgardians while the mood is yet jubilant. Such an occasion would present a fine opportunity to press for Ishgard's return to the Eorzean Alliance. We have scarce had time to mourn Moonbrita, and I, for one, am in no mood to carouse. But I suppose we must put away our grief for the good of the realm. Though you were promised rest, I fear I must insist that you also attend. It would be a strange celebration indeed if the victorious hero were not present. Pray, content yourself with the thought that such occasions may bring about momentous change, and this without recourse to bloodshed. Tataru, if you would do me the favor of contacting the rest of the Scions? Of course, Antecedent. And please let me know if there's anything else I can do. Curious, I've never known Tataru to sigh at such requests. Could aught be amiss? I was just thinking, obviously Nanamo is a good Lala as well. So I think that makes 4. The rest of them are all bad. I'm sure there's some others that I'm forgetting, but the bad ones are bad enough to give the rest a bad name. Ooh. Have you witnessed the scene over yonder? Such is the fate of he who would toy with women's hearts. Let us see how Thancred's silver tongue wags its way out of this one. Oh, this should be fun. In Doma, fidelity is a highly prized virtue. Perhaps it is a difference in culture, but this situation lies outside my comprehension. Do we not have more pressing matters to attend to? A primal shackles its faithful with the bounds of eternal devotion, but I fear the power Thancred wields over his admirers is rather more fickle, especially when each realizes she is not the sole object of his affection. Oh, gods, make it stop. My sides are about to burst. Okay, they're all just arguing amongst themselves. Ladies, please, this is no way to... Oh, hello, Lavenza. I was just entertaining some friends. Oh, gods. And, like, who are these women? Are we supposed to recognize any, or... I don't know. Like, why are they in the Rising Stones? Oh, that was a drive-by interaction. An accidental drive-by interaction. Tataru is conspicuous by her absence. Tataru? I believe she just stepped outside. Now that I think on it, she did seem rather preoccupied. So I wonder what is going on with her. I know I'm becoming a bit of a broken record, but like I don't remember. So oh. Where's Koharu gone? I want to play hide and seek too. Oh, just a I mean, I know there are several, but I don't see them all the time. The only one I think you really ever see is what, Chloe? And you never see behind her, but I never noticed the, you know, the tiny little nub of a tail. Oh, Lavenza, it's you. I didn't mean to worry anyone. It's nothing, really. Well, it's not nothing exactly, but it feels like nothing compared to the towering trials you and the others face every day. And that's why I should probably talk to Minfilia before things get any worse. You always know what to say, Lavenza. I'm glad we had this little chat. I mean, it's funny, the devs are well aware, you know, of... I mean, obviously they're aware that our character never actually says anything, but they're well aware of how that looks, and, you know, they play on it from time to time. My mind is made up. And a cutscene. Yes, Tataru? You have my undivided attention. I've been hesitant to broach the subject, but with all the recent excitement... what with all the recent excitement? But Lavenza made me realize that there's no time like the present, and time is what I'm here to ask you for. I'm not sure I understand. If you wish to be excused from your duties for a time, then you have certainly earned the rest. But I suspect that lying abed is far from your intent. You know me too well, Antecedent. There is in fact something I've been wanting to try my hand at. Along with the adventurers and the Crystal Braves, the Scions are constantly being thrown into dangerous battles and deadly predicaments. Even Hoary Boulder and Colton A have been promoted from guard duty to fill our need for competent warriors. And so it seems only right that I too should acquire the power to defend myself, and others, more importantly. When I return, I shall be both your receptionist and your bodyguard. Whoa, hey! I've got something on my mind, but I'll I'll discuss it after this. That's the first time uh, I've almost been knocked to the ground by a Lalafell. I've never seen Miss Tataru so determined. Has aught befell with which I might help Antecedent? Not at present, thank you. Was there something you would ask of me? Ah, yes. Pray excuse my distraction. An adventurer who was to join us for escort duty was injured while out on patrol. And I fear we cannot properly defend the scholars entrusted to our protection without the aid of at least one more guard. And this is where I get involved. Therefore, I humbly request that another adventurer, of the capable kind, of course, be assigned to our party. Very well. I shall consider the potential candidates and provide you with a replacement as soon as I am able. Oh, she didn't just pass me off. My thanks, Antecedent. I take my leave of you. That line just seems so insulting to me. I take my leave of you. I guess it's just because in a lot of cases I've heard it in that context. Okay, now that the quest is done, I was just thinking, again, I don't know where Tataru goes here and when she comes back, but if she doesn't come back until after ARR, or at least until like the very end of it, because I know she's with us when we go into Ishgard, so she has to be with us at the very end of ARR. But if she doesn't come back until the very end, then she won't even see Minfilia again after this. Wow. I mean, we'll see what happens. I don't know, but we're clearly getting close to the banquet or whatever. Oh, 2 quests and some small talk. You are a welcome sight as always, Lavenza. I thank the 12 not only for Ishgard's salvation, but also your safe return. An unexpected ambition. Minfilia is at a loss for words. The power to defend oneself. Tataru has ever been full of surprises. Now that I think on it, I do recall Urian J mentioning that she had developed an interest in Arcanima. Mayhap she hopes to gain admittance to the Arcanist Guild in Limsa Minza. Yes, that will be the way of it. Would you be so kind as to journey to the guild and see that all is well? It is doubtless unwarranted, but surely I am not alone in my concern for her safety. Okay, and chances are the other one we can't pick up until we finish this one. Which is not... I don't think that ever happens later. I've only noted, I think, one other time. It was sometime... I remember it was in North Shroud, where there were 2 quests that popped up, and you could choose which one you wanted to do first, but then you couldn't pick up the other one till after. And I know there are MSQ quests where multiple will pop up, but usually you can pick them all up at the same time. So I don't remember this. I don't know if it was this way before, or it just seems odd. Get myself a pseudo-free teleport. I had to spend allied seals for it. Or not seals, but maybe... whatever those are called. So, to the Arcanist Guild. So does this mean that, like, she's an Arcanist from this point on, like, through to at least Stormblood? Because I don't remember her... Hey, where is she downstairs? I I would assume it would have the arrow indicating that... Oh, okay, now it has the arrow. And then it goes away when... Those few steps are enough to take the arrow away. Anyway. I guess because she didn't play much of a role in Shadowbringers might be a reason why we don't see her do anything Arcanist-wise. But I remember her with the, wasn't it with the, oh, what do they call those? I'm blanking on the word, but, you know, essentially the trials in Stormblood. She's involved with those, I believe. And she has her carbuncle out then, who doesn't listen to her. Lavenza, what are you doing here? I didn't mean for her to worry. That's the last thing I wanted. Putting an end to such worries is precisely the reason I'm here. Don't you see? I, Tataru, shall become a great and powerful Arcanist. And now, at Mistress Thubergeim's behest, I must go and complete a special training exercise. Until we meet again. And maybe a little known fact, but Mistress Thubergeim was my first teacher, because I started as an Arcanist. Ah, if it isn't Lavenza, what brings you to the guild? So, you are acquainted with our newest member. Ah, an Arcanist of your experience. Again, you know, that acknowledgement. I love it. An Arcanist of your experience must see that her potential is somewhat lacking. Nevertheless, she would not be denied, and goes now to undertake her first trial. A simulated inspection of 3 crates. Isn't that something we had to do too? I assume it's, I mean, first trial. It's probably everybody's first trial. Doubtless you recall receiving similar training. Maybe I should just read on instead of yapping. Doubtless you recall receiving similar training under Clea's supervision. A thought occurs to me. Why not oversee Tataru's training yourself? Given your relationship with the girl and your familiarity with the task, I think you the ideal choice. You need only head to the cliff south of the Zephyr Gate, as before, and observe at a distance. So I wonder how that dialogue goes if you were never an Arcanist. That's interesting. Yeah, because clearly, because I started as an Arcanist on this character, I've never seen anything but that dialogue. Now, does she, too, meet up with the, I know it's a Makote girl. I don't recall her name. Oh. These surveys, it takes, I don't know why they make it take so long. It's just excessive. Over azure seas to Pirate's Port, where she met her shining jewel. For to bring the smuggler's plans to naught, came the lass whom none could fool. Beat 'em with a backdraft, gut 'em with a gust, deck 'em with a downburst, go carbuncle go. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Are those crates I spy? Dude, I remember back in the, like, when the game first came out, you are not invulnerable when you were in a cutscene. And I remember you would get booted out of the cutscene by other people fighting stuff in the area. Or you would get aggroed or something. And I remember people would, I think, stick around. Like, usually, like, once you got through yours, somebody else would come up to it and you would, like, keep mobs off of them until they got through their cutscene and would do kind of like a, I don't know, you call it like a round robin that way or something. Ah, and this must be the true test. But we're ready for them, aren't we, Carbuncle? Carbuncle? Oh. Poor Tataru. I mean, it makes for good comedy, you know, throughout, but still feel bad for her. What? Come back, Carbuncle! I think maybe come back. I didn't catch that last part, but... I was seeing if I passed Carbuncle and just didn't realize it. I should have known you'd come, Lavenza. You needn't say a word. Your face says it all. I know you bore witness to my shame. Betrayed by my own Carbuncle and left at the mercy of wild beasts. I must accept the truth. I'll never be a warrior like you or the others. I will inform Mistress Thubergeim of my intention to withdraw from the guild. Arcanima, like so much else, is beyond me. Oh, poor little Tataru. I think I'm remembering it correctly that she still is an arcanist in Stormblood. Because I remember being at, like, the shrine in there. And there being, like, a solo duty or whatever where, like, she's fighting or something, but her Carbuncle is just not listening. So if I'm correct, then she doesn't give it up here. Although I thought I also remembered, like, a series of quests, maybe, you know, kind of dotted throughout the MSQ or whatever, of her trying out different things. Okay, I was like, okay, is it downstairs again, or... Ah, back so soon? How fared our fledgling arcanist? Abysmally, Mistress Thubergeim. Abysmally, as Lavenza will testify. I was wrong to become an arcanist. Wrong as usual. I am completely and utterly unqualified, and I sincerely apologize for wasting your time. Tataru, if that were true, I would not have permitted you to join in the first place. We must all come to accept our limitations, lest our ambitions lead us astray. However, we must not lose sight of our strengths in the process. For example, your exceptional skill with numbers helped you to gain a solid grasp of the fundamentals of Arcanima. Were it not so, you would have struggled even to summon Carbuncle to your side. In my opinion, the Scions are truly fortunate to have such a capable and good-natured receptionist in their service. Would you not agree? You are too kind, Mistress Thubergeim. Though I could not overcome this challenge, I shall take your words to heart and try not to be discouraged. Yeah, I wonder if maybe, like, just combat isn't her thing. Maybe she should advance to scholar. Tataru is a bright-spirited girl. If she could but focus her nervous energy. Ancient ways, timeless wants. Tataru is considering her next course of action and how you might aid her in it. As fetching as these garments are, I fear I shall never don them again. But I can't go back to the Rising Stones without something to show for my time away. Wait, I know what I can do. That is, if you don't mind accompanying me for a little longer. Wonderful. Then to Casa del Sol we will go. It's a bit of a gamble, but I'm confident it will pay off. So is it just these quests now where she's trying a bunch of different stuff? And it's not stretched out over the expansions, or... I don't recall. I remember her, you know, kind of trying to find a skill or whatever that she can use, you know, to help everybody out. Although I think eventually it's settling on weaving, right? And that's where, you know, she starts giving us new gear at the end of every expansion, which she didn't do this expansion. That being Shadowbringers, which is kind of unfortunate. Yes, this is it. This is where the man at the Drowning Wench told me to look. There is a certain variety of clam which can be harvested this time of year in Bloodshore, one which produces the most marvelous pearls. However, these clams are also coveted by certain wild creatures, and since I fared rather poorly in battle last time, let us be off. What fortune! I've already found one. Would you be so kind as to keep watch while I work? This should only take a moment. And shouldn't I stand guard a little bit closer, but... Ooh, wow. Dude took less damage than I was expecting. Well fought, Lavenza, well fought. I knew I was right to ask you to come. As for me, I have my prize, a bounty of blood pearls. So named for their reddish hue, they were treasured as wards against dark magics in ancient times. I thought I might make charms for everyone, so that no matter where they go, they will always come home. Oh, it's sort of the power to defend myself and others, in a way. Right, well, I mustn't keep Flamen waiting. There's work to be done, and lots of it. We're to secure provisions for the Scions in the Leminzen market. She may have an eye for quality, but I have a nose for bargains. Will you be heading back to the Rising Stones? If so, pray convey my apologies to the antecedent, and tell her that she needn't worry about me. Farewell, Lavenza, and thank you for everything. That sounded rather final, didn't it? How about until we meet again? Huh. Like that whole sequence, like if I didn't know better, if I didn't, have further experience in the game, I would almost think like we aren't going to see each other again. That was an odd little sequence. So what is this next quest going to be that Minfilia has that I could have chosen over this one? Which is weird because this seemed to be more the appropriate, like what you would do next. But I don't know what the next quest is either. Welcome home, Lavenza. I gather you found Tataru and Limsa Laminza? My, it sounds as though she had quite an adventure. And while it did not end as she had hoped, I suspect that it will prove to be a valuable experience. I dare say she could have managed without our intervention. Even so, I appreciate you indulging my request. I wonder if that scene was just kind of like hint, hint, nod, nod, like things are going to get pretty crappy going forward. Hmm. Thank you for watching. We're almost done with The Realm Reborn. Next, we're going to be working on the Crystal Tower series, which is now required for the MSQ. So I've actually waited until the quest that requires Crystal Tower, and I'm going to do the tower quests and then go back to the MSQ and finish off A Realm Reborn. So if you're looking forward to seeing more, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to see me do this content live, the link to my Twitch is down below. Thank you again for watching, and have a great one.